Hey everybody, welcome back. So I made a video sharing about our garden process. I recorded it yesterday in our big garden plot over at my parents' house. I sat down to edit it and I realized that my introduction to it, it just was unusable. My camera malfunctioned and I just wasn't able to use that video. So I came up here to re-record the intro and explain what's going to happen in the video you're about to see. Yesterday we went out to our garden that we're preparing for spring, and we added some landscape fabric to it. Actually, if you back up, a few months ago we started prepping that area with chickens. We used our meat chickens to fertilize the ground, and then last month sometime we added a bunch of cardboard just to choke out the weeds and prepare for the no-dig gardening method. Now, this is not part of no dig, but it's just an extra measure that we took. We decided to take landscape fabric and lay it all around the perimeter of the garden and put it through the walkways just as an extra safeguard against weeds. So I don't know if that's the best way to do things, but it is what we decided to do after research and reading a lot of different options and opinions. I think there's so many ways to do a garden, but this was the way that we decided to do it this year, and if it doesn't work, then we'll try something new next year. But I wanted to share a process with you, and hopefully you'll enjoy following along as we try some new things and see if we can get a good outcome on our garden this year. All right, well, let's get into this footage. Hey, Micah.
I'm doing great.
You are doing great. Good job, buddy. What are you helping me do? Show me what you're doing.
What? I'm here with this one.
Good. Excellent work. You're a good helper. Hey, look at that, guys. The garden is starting to take shape. I'm getting excited about it. All right, guys, look. Oh, we're running out of daylight, so we had to hurry fast and get everything done before the sun went down. So I didn't get a whole lot of time to explain what was going on ahead of us putting this down. But let me kind of explain to you what's happening now, or what has happened. So, as you know, we are trying to do the no-dig gardening method for our in-ground vegetable garden this year. And a couple weeks ago, we, well, actually, let me back up. In November, we actually used chickens to fertilize this area. And we used our meat chickens and pulled them around over the whole garden plot so that they could fertilize the soil. Then we butchered those chickens, and about a month later we got a whole bunch of cardboard and put cardboard down all over this plot behind me. You can see it. And the reason for putting the cardboard down is to suppress the weeds and to basically act like a compost layer, because it will break down and form compost, and worms love to eat cardboard, so it will attract worms as well. And just as an extra measure of caution, because our area is very weedy and we just had a huge problem with weeds last year. After researching some stuff, I decided to put landscape fabric on the walkways between the garden beds, and we will be putting mulch down on those walkways. But I wanted to just try to suppress the weeds as much as possible because it was rough last year. I'm trying to learn better and I'm trying to do better. So this is what we did today. I don't think this is the absolute right way to do it, but after doing some research and looking at a bunch of options, I decided this was probably the most cost efficient and best way for us right now. So this is what we were able to get done today, and I wanted to show it to you guys because I can actually see a shape of the garden. But in a few weeks, once we're able to rent a trailer, we're actually going to bring in several trailer loads of compost, and we're going to mound up compost, like 4 or 5 inch layers of compost on top of the cardboard where the garden beds are going to be. And then we're going to mound mulch on the walkways, and that will be the preparation we take for our garden. So let me turn the camera around and kind of show you up close where exactly things are going to be. Okay, so this whole area from here over to here is a 50 by 50 foot square. And we decided, after looking at everything, to make our walkways 3 feet and our garden beds 3 feet. So this area right here where the landscape fabric is, that is going to be our perimeter of the garden, and in between will be our walkways. And we're going to put like wood chips or mulch down on top of that. And then in the areas between where you see all the cardboard, that is where our garden beds are going to be. So we're going to bring in a truckload, or maybe a couple, depends on how much we need, of compost, and mound the compost up on that cardboard in those linear beds there, and that's where we will plant our garden. Everything I've read says that once the compost is on top and everything's wet, that this cardboard will break down, and that when you plant the plants on top of it, the roots will be able to penetrate and go down into the soil below. So that's what we're going to try this year. But this is the next step that we have done to get our garden ready for next spring, or this coming spring. And I just wanted to share that with you guys. I wanted to come check the chickens and the eggs before we left. What did you find?
This egg has no shell. Hold your hand out.
Oh gosh.
There's no shell on the outside of it. It's just the membrane.
That's
the strangest thing I've ever seen.
That's really weird. That must be one of the new egg layers or something.
Must be. Yeah, be careful with it. Don't pop it.
Okay. Gross.
Yeah.
How many other ones did we get?
Only 2. In my little box over there was a chicken trapped under it.
Oh.
Like it fell off with a chicken inside of it, and she was inside of it, and it was on the ground. And I lifted it up, and she got out and ran off.
Well, I guess we're gonna have to secure that better. So here's a little look at our chickens. They had a little snack. Will just fed them. So William just gave them a snack of some black oil sunflower seeds. They really like those. So our chickens and our guineas are having a good time. Oh, this little lady is out of the fence. Let's go. Oh, we got several out. All right, let's get them back in. Come on. Go back into this fence. There you go. You too, Stripey. Let's get back inside. Come on, Stripey. Let's go. Shoot. Okay, he doesn't want to go. He flew up on the fence post only to fly right back down out of the chicken yard. So this little chicken, she actually hatched from one of our eggs this summer from our own flock, one of the first ones that we've had to hatch of our own. She's probably one of my favorites. All right, so that little white chicken I showed you, she hatched from our own flock this summer. She hatched out of a white egg, which our only white egg layers are white leghorns, and we had a big cream leg bar rooster this past year. So I was reading the Murray McMurray chicken catalog, and I saw a chicken called a white sapphire, and it's actually a hybrid breed where the rooster is a cream leg bar and the hen is a white leghorn. So I made a little white sapphire chicken. I didn't even know it, but we named her Tiffany, and she's probably one of my favorites.
Why are y'all hollering so much?
So that little white sapphire chicken that I showed you, she will actually lay blue eggs. because the rooster is a cream leg bar and his genetics are to lay blue eggs. So anyway, thanks for hanging out with us. I wanted to kind of show you what was going on with the garden because I'm excited to actually see it take a shape and all the thoughts in my head really kind of come out into real life. And I'm excited about it because I think we're gonna have a good garden year this year. At least that's what I hope. So anyway, we're gonna head inside now. Actually, we're gonna go back home and make some dinner. We're losing daylight here, but I just wanted to share this with you, and hopefully you guys have a good evening as well. See you next time.